Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Jenny?
Oh my goodness. I tell you what, I don't know if everybody else is having the back to school crunch, and my kids are all graduated, but I think it's just all the hustle and bustle and everybody's back
Absolutely.
from vacations and anyway, and every time I pick up the phone, it's somebody else with the cancer diagnosis. So I
Yes.
look at my phone, just sometimes I don't want to
I
answer.
spoke to somebody yesterday also that was questioning a biopsy
Mhm.
with prostate symptoms, PSA that increased, and wondering what to do. So
Oh,
that's why these tests that we're talking about are so important.
it is, and so let's talk about one that might help that I'm assuming it's a fellow because we're talking about a prostate. So, as we do these Facebook Live, guys, we're just going to be bringing you not just information on testing, but on therapies, on resources. Because Debbie's over with BeatCancer.Org, and they're a nonprofit that has a plethora of support for you. And if you haven't reached out to them, if you just need someone to talk to, go to BeatCancer.Org, www.beatcancer.org, and they will get back with you. And there's lots of resources as well on the
And we
website.
have free counseling from a naturopathic physician. That's all she does, our staff doctor.
I mean, where can you
On
get
an immune boosting protocol.
right? Right. I hear from so many people that don't have any, they don't have any money. So,
It's ongoing support.
right. Okay, so let's talk about BIOCEPT.
Yes.
BIOCEPT is BIOCEPT is a fairly new test, and it's one of these new liquid biopsy tests. And a lot of times you get a unclear biopsy, or it's hard to get to the area to even do a biopsy. Like sometimes in the lung, it's just hard to get to that area. It could be deep in the lung. So this test offers an option for people that want to get information about their tumor without actually having to go in and get the tissue from the tumor. It's a simple blood test, and it is
right. So a liquid biopsy, it sounds kind of new age. Like, what is that? It's
right.
just a blood test.
Yeah,
So
just
people don't have to get all alarmed about that.
right. It's much easier
Actually,
than
a
a
little
needle.
thing.
Yes.
And I think you said the turnaround time is 14 days.
It's less than 2 weeks.
10 to 14, I think it was.
Yeah, and they're getting faster and faster. So we have to redefine what we think of biopsy. We think of biopsy as a piece of tissue they're going to take out of your body. Well, now we've known for many years we can actually find those cancer cells in the bloodstream because there's circulating tumor DNA, and there's cancer cells that are shed from the tumor into the bloodstream. So now we can just get what's called a liquid biopsy, which is basically a blood test. You stick your arm out, they draw the blood. So this test is approved for breast, prostate, colorectal, lung, gastric, and melanoma. So they have what the test does. They take your blood, they look for biomarkers that are in your blood. You will not have biomarkers for cancer unless you have cancer. Biomarkers are produced in response to cancer. So I don't understand why we're not doing these tests just early on everybody, checking them.
Well, I thought it was interesting too when you were talking about if they do a biopsy, it could be like raisin bread.
Right.
And then you'll get a raisin and maybe you won't. So because it's circulating in the blood and they do a liquid biopsy, you're getting a lot more information.
Right. And the thing is, I know a lot of people who've had a negative biopsy and they thought they were fine. And, and so they didn't make plans to heal, because you and I both know people can heal without chemosurgery and radiation. Right. Whether you pick that or not, we want to help you and support you to get the best benefit. So this is a two-pronged test. The results are, so they're going to give you these biomarkers that they can identify for breast, prostate, colorectal, lung, gastric, and melanoma. And they're also going to give you what's called a CTC count, circulating tumor cell count. So they're going to check how much circulating tumor DNA or circulating tumor cells are in your bloodstream. So you're going to get two results. You're going to get a number on how much is in your bloodstream, which is great because as you do therapy, as you heal, you want to see that number come down. And then you're also going to get a result that's going to tell you what these biomarkers are. And as we talked last week with the Guardant 360, these biomarkers can help identify targeted therapies that can hit those markers on your cells. Right. So instead of, going, okay, these are the drugs that are approved for lung cancer, which one are we going to do? And picking, they can go, and if there's an identification on the test, they can go, this is the one. These other ones
It's
won't.
wonderful that people don't have to get another biopsy. They can track their treatment
Right.
with a blood test.
It's and this test can also tell you your hormone status, because that can change, and it can also be different in the circulating cells in the bloodstream versus what's in the tumor.
Okay.
So you might be blocking a hormone, but the stem cells or whatever's going around in the blood, they're not even hormone dependent. So you might be missing something. So it gives a lot of good information, and especially for your gentleman with has a biopsy that he's not sure about. This might be a test that might be an option for him, because guess what? It's usually covered by insurance.
The codes for the markers, right? There's a code for each marker then that can be submitted to insurance.
Right, for the different types of cancer for insurance. They almost, from what I understand from talking to the people at BIOCEPT, they almost always pay for the biomarker identification part. If there's ever a question, they may not pay for the portion of the test that is the CTC enumeration.
Okay.
But the cool thing about this test is it can be repeated like every 3 months.
And it's $1,200 to begin with?
Well, it's $630 cash is the last price they gave me. That's if you don't have insurance and you get the test. I don't know what the insurance price is, because I don't think they want us to know the prices they pay for some of these tests. But a cool thing with BIOCEPT, they have some news over there. They have a new lung test, which looks for a specific marker when people have lung cancer and they're hoping it's not progressing. They want it to be stable and remission. But this lung cancer test looks for a marker called the T790M marker, and there are new targeted therapies that hit that marker and can stop the progression. Wow. And so so all of these labs are doing amazing things to identify new things that that can help stop the disease process. Whereas before, we really just picked a drug off the shelf that was approved in studies for that type of cancer.
I thought it was neat because the gentleman that owns the company was saying that he kind of wanted to make cancer into more of a chronic disease than a death sentence.
Right, because I interviewed Mike Knoll, who's their CEO in Cancer Free University. And guys, that's cancerfreeuniversity.com. If you want to enroll on the payment screen, put in Cancer 50, and that knocks the enrollment price down to a little over $260. And you'll get to hear Mike Knoll and the scientists and physicians from all around the country that are doing integrative therapies, that are offering tests.
Invaluable information.
Right. Like I have an interview with him, I think that's about 40 minutes long. We really get in depth.
I listened to it for a second time today. I mean, it's really amazing information. Things are changing, it's not a screening test right now, but it could be at some point. Right now, it's just mainly if you have a diagnosis to track treatment.
Right.
And come up with the proper targeted therapy.
Right.
And then if the DNA changes.
Right. That's what's critical. As the cells reproduce, they mutate. And so then you end up with new targets that you might not, you might be shooting your gun, but you're completely missing the target because the target is stepped over a few feet.
Right. And they're not going to keep biopsying you. So.
Right.
And I thought it was interesting too. He said the average biopsy surgery was $16,000.
Right. Right. So, this is much less, and there's no cutting. It's just a simple blood draw. So if you have
that emotional.
Right. Right. Well, and even if you're not doing chemosurgery and radiation type therapy, your doctor can use this test to monitor you if you're doing a vegan diet, if you're doing high dose vitamin C, if you're doing a tisonate, whatever it is you're doing. You can use a test like this if your cancer has one of the markers it identifies. You can use this test to see that you're healing and that you're getting better. Mm-hmm. So I think it's great because so many people tell me I don't have money for these tests, Jenny. Mm-hmm. Well, here's one right here that might provide clarity and might just make it where you can sleep better at night, because it's hard to see what's going on in your body, and cancer is a scary word, and that's the whole point of what we're doing, is to try and take the fear out of it, get it to where no one even needs these tests. Because if they would offer this like super early, like you suggested,
Right.
We could stop the diagnosis, because people could immediately start doing things to help their body heal and prevent the what I call prevent the formal diagnosis.
Right.
Because that's no fun.
Taken from the financial devastation, and it's just a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful advance.
Right. So anyway, so I have good news.
Okay.
So my book, Cancer Free, Are You Sure, got it got #1 new release on Amazon. Yes, 2 days ago.
Congratulations.
So it may not be that big a deal, but it makes me happy.
I see why. It's amazing and valuable information, and it's what we need.
Yeah, so, right. Because so the information, it's getting out there, and if you don't have time, if you're a reader, get the book at cancerfreebook.com. There's a bunch of free offers because it's still in pre-order. You'll get buy one get one free. You get the Kindle and the ebook and the printed copy, plus another little book I wrote called Living Cancer Free Made Simple. Which, boy, if anybody is going in for an appointment with a radiologist or an oncologist, there's a great extensive list of questions in there that can help you to make informed decisions. And then you can call BeatCancer.Org and say, this is what my doctor said, because you may be surprised at some of the answers that you get.
Right. That's a great supportive tool.
Absolutely. So anyway, I think do you have anything else to add, Debbie?
I guess just tune in to our site. You can also click the Cancer Free University from our site.
Oh, sure, that's right.
Advantage of going on the education tab. There's many podcasts, many blog articles. You can even put in your type of cancer and see all the things that come up that pertain to you. And if you do have a diagnosis and you want support and counseling on an ongoing basis, it's free of charge. We work on a donation basis only. So you can go on our site and ask for that information, and we'll hook you up with our naturopath. And we're here to support, educate, and check out our certified cancer coaching course also. If there's sometimes survivors are the best coaches because they understand, they've been through everything. We have many people all over the world, all over the United States. It's an amazing course. So we're all like-minded on a mission to make cancer more of a chronic, livable disease where we learn to manage and move on.
Right. I want to see that death rate
take the control back.
Yes, absolutely. Because you can live cancer-free. We just have to have a completely new approach to the disease and stop doing what we've been doing for years, which is obviously not working.
Right.
So anyway, God bless everyone. And we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you, Jenny.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, what about this one?